Hi guys, what is going on? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are doing something a little different compared to what we usually do. Usually we are going over the current state of Bitcoin, the current state of Ethereum and some other altcoins or something else crypto related, trading related. Today is also trading related, probably one of the most important skills that you need to own in order to smoothly analyze all the coins and all the cryptos and all the stock market commodities, everything you want. If you want to be able to analyze those smoothly, to keep everything organized, this is the perfect video for you today, because we will be going over the tutorial on how you can use TradingView, the best and smoothest way to use TradingView, all the tips and tricks. So let's dive straight into it. Right over here, we got the Bitcoin chart, and this is also the chart where I will be showing to you guys how I use TradingView and the tips and tricks that I have for you. First of all, obviously you can zoom in and you can zoom out on TradingView. If you select auto over here, you can zoom out and everything just moves smoothly with it. If you deselect auto, you can zoom in like this and you can zoom in like this, as you can see. Okay, so on the bottom of your screen and on the right side on your screen, you can zoom in and you can zoom out. Okay, horizontal and vertical. So that's the first thing that I use. Obviously, something very important is this over here. Over here, you have multiple things that you can pick, and probably the only things that I use are obviously, first of all, the trend line. You can use the trend line to determine potential trend lines of resistance and support on your chart. Okay, then besides the trend line, we also have the horizontal ray and the horizontal line. Obviously, you can use these to mark out horizontal levels of support and resistance. I prefer to use horizontal rays just because I think it looks much better, especially when you want to mark out certain highs and certain lows, as you can see over here. Okay, to use these horizontal rays and horizontal lines and try to, for example, select exactly the high or the low that you want, I use this over here, the magnet. Okay, so you can select a weak or strong magnet. I usually just select a strong magnet. You can select it when you pick the horizontal ray, when you select the horizontal ray while the magnet is selected. As you can see, the magnet just goes towards the highs by itself, as you can see. Okay, so I have my cross over here, but still when I click, the horizontal ray is exactly being put at the highest level over here. Okay, and you can move along with the horizontal ray just like this, and you can select all these different highs and different lows, as you can see. So that's a very nice tool to exactly to the dollar, to the cent accuracy, mark out the levels that you want. Okay, then besides these, you can also use the parallel channel. That is still something that I use. Usually when I draw out those trend lines, I don't use it. For example, we can identify a potential parallel channel over here, in which it also automatically shows you the midline of the channel, it shows you the upper trend line of the channel, and it shows you the lower trend line of the channel. In this case, obviously, you can also see that the mid level of the channel is also being respected pretty well. So that is also a tool that I use from those above, and I think that is about it, guys. Okay, from the top over here. Then we move over to the next one, in which we have the Fibonacci retracement and the trend-based Fib extension. Okay, I will not be explaining these tools, but if you have those tools that you really love and that you use a lot, you can also select them as your favorite, as you can see over here. Okay, so that is also something that you can do. From these things over here, these are probably the only two things that I use currently. Then we move over to the next one. This one is very nice. Over here you have the brush. With the brush, you can just draw as much as you want on your chart. Okay, so that is definitely something very nice that you can use. Over here you have the highlighter, basically the same, but it just looks a little bit different. Also, we have the rectangle over here. Obviously, you can draw out boxes. You can draw out horizontal ranges of support and resistance. And when you move over to style, you can, for example, extend right or don't select extend right, as you can see. You can do the same with extend left, as you can see. So that works perfectly fine. If you both don't select them, it's basically just a box that you can move the way you want. Okay, so rectangle, definitely a very important tool that you need to be able to use, in my opinion. You have the circle over here in which you can, for example, mark out levels. You can mark out lows and highs that you want. Definitely a very nice tool to remember certain levels. Obviously the path, definitely a nice tool in which you can, for example, identify the trend, or you can use it to identify possible scenarios. Okay, so you can identify possible scenarios as you want, as you wish, as you like. Definitely a very nice tool as well. So basically those are the things that I use. Sometimes I use the curve to identify a parabolic upwards trend, but I don't use it that often. Over here you can, for example, select text. You can put some text on your chart. Not too interesting, to be honest, not too important. This is definitely a nice one. Call out. This way you can just type whatever you want on your chart, and you can call out different important levels, different important scenarios, important areas, and you can mark them out in your chart like this. Okay, over here we have the Elliott impulsive wave and Elliott ABC correction wave that I use. For example, you can also use the head and shoulders tool. As you see over here, you can identify potential head and shoulders. Not too interesting, to be honest, as well. I don't use it that often. Over here, very important, the long position, in which you can identify your potential positions that you want to take with your stop loss, with your entry that you can move, and with your take profit. That way you can, for example, calculate your potential RR. The exact same thing can happen, can you use with the short position tool. You can do the exact same thing. Okay guys, over here we also have the fixed range volume profile. As you all know, I really like to use this tool. It is right over here, and you can identify the volume ranges of current ranges. Okay, the volume profile of current ranges, I should say. Okay, so those are the important tools that you use. But to keep everything organized, for example, right now we have quite a lot of levels on our chart. So I can mark out some more levels. And when you have all of these levels, at some point you want to be able to remove them quickly from your chart if you want to start from scratch, if you want to mark out different levels. And that is where we go to the right side of our screen. Okay, so now we have all of these levels, and if you want to go and select them all every single time, you also don't really know when they are not on your screen what every level exactly contains. So that is where the next tool comes into play. This is definitely a very nice tool to keep everything very organized. When you, for example, go here and you put, you right click on the trend line with your mouse over here, you can see that you get this. Okay, what you do, you create a group of drawings, select it, then you get the group number 3. You can name the group with it whatever you want. For example, I name it bullish scenario BTC. Okay, so then I know everything that I put into this map over here will be my bullish scenario for Bitcoin. So if I want to check out how the scenario is playing out right now, what needs to happen in order for that scenario, in my eyes, to play out, I just drag every single level that I have right now on my chart into this map over here. Okay, so you can do that really quickly. Then you can even minimize it like this. And over here you have that little eye, and that eye is able to hide everything in one go, and you get a fully clean chart. And when you want to show it all again, you just click the eye over here. Okay, so definitely a very nice tool that I use to keep everything very organized. So definitely something that I recommend to you guys that you start using, that you start getting familiar with. Okay, same for the horizontal rays, same for the circles, parallel channels. You can name everything, right click on it, and as you can see over here, rename it. For example, if this horizontal ray is daily level of resistance, I just call it daily level. Okay, so then I know if I have nothing selected, but I want to select a daily level of resistance, I just click the daily level of resistance and it just appears on my chart. Okay, so you get the picture. Very nice tool that you definitely have to be able to use. Over here you also have the replay tool. I think it is only for TradingView Pro, I'm not too sure though. You can just go back in time and forget about some newer candles if you want to. Not something that I use too often, to be honest, but you can, for example, use it for backtesting certain strategies. Over here, this is definitely nice. When you have this horizontal ray, for example, and you are going out with friends, or you have to do some groceries, or you just want to do anything else, but you have marked out those important levels. For example, these two, I'm just calling different levels right now. You can click on it. You see here this little clock, this little timer. You click on it and you can add an alert. You can send it to your email. You can notify on app. You can show a pop-up, and you can, over here you have the options to only show it once when it crosses, only once per bar, only once per minute. Okay, so crossing up, crossing down. You can just customize these alerts exactly the way you want. Okay, so when you have this alert and the price crosses it, then you get a notification on your app, on your phone, and you know that you have to be alert for potential scenarios to play out. Okay, so that's the moment where you can, for example, return back to your screen. Okay, definitely also a very nice tool. Then over here, last but not least, you have your indicators. You can select your favorite indicators, but you can search for every indicator you want. For example, volume, EMAs. You have tons and tons of EMAs. Just select the ones that you want. Personally, I'm only using these ones, but you can select every single indicator that you want, guys. Okay, so definitely important to be able to use that as well. If you want to customize your chart, just right click on your chart over here, go to settings, appearance, and you can select all these different types of colors. Also, you can change the colors of your candlesticks exactly in the way that you want, guys. So definitely a very nice tool that you can use. Okay, guys, so obviously you can select the different time frames over here, but I think that is pretty clear, and that is the way that I use TradingView. Okay, I hope this has been an educational video for you guys. I hope this helped you guys to organize your TradingView a little bit better, and it can maybe help you guys to take the next step in your trading skills. Okay, guys, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you guys on Monday again. If you want to stay up to date with the current state of Bitcoin, with the current state of Ethereum, definitely make sure to follow me on Twitter and join our free Discord. That is where you get the daily updates. Okay, guys, on Monday we have a new Bitcoin and Ethereum update. Until then, make sure to check out my Twitter. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll speak to you guys on Monday. Ciao, ciao.